What's up folks, and welcome to another Oxygen Not Included video. There was so much positive response and great comments on my first Oni video, I just had to make another one. So today I'm bringing you the best and most optimized starting duplicants possible. So let's dive right in. First things first, we need to discuss the possible stats, traits, and stress responses in order to draw conclusions from them. So let's start with stats. Duplicants can have 11 different attributes, which all do different things. I'm not going to read these verbatim, but here is the list. We need to separate these into categories of what we will call general and specialized stats. A general stat means we want all the duplicants to have as much of it as possible, and specialized we will only need 1 or 2 duplicants to have. So general stats would include athletics for faster movement speed, strength to carry more, and kindness and construction. However, farming, ranching, creativity, cooking, learning, tinkering, and digging are typically things we don't need every single dupe to do amazing. So based on this list, and knowing we must pick 3 starting duplicants, we can narrow down the most important attribute combination for our starting duplicants. We know that we will need a good learner for researching quickly, so that is definitely one of them. And we also know that farming is a large part of food production at all stages of the game, so starting with a farmer is a great idea too. And of course, we need a good digger to clear area and to get better materials like gold or abyssallite faster. But what about the others? Well, a good learner can easily pick up creativity or cooking if necessary, and ranching is not even unlocked until near mid-game. Tinkering also isn't very important until mid to late game, so now that we have looked at all the stats, it should be evident that the 3 duplicants we are looking for should have a combination of high athletics and strength, and 1 each that specializes in learning, digging, and farming. Ideally, the duplicant will also have an interest in his particular field, but if it has high strength, athletics, and the specialized stat, he will be better overall than one with just an interest in the specialty. But just knowing the best starting stats is not enough. We also need to look at their traits. Traits can be either positive or negative, and most duplicants have a combination of both. To make things simple, let's look at the positive ones first. These 4 are the best positive traits by far. Extra stats, reduced oxygen consumption, lower decor needs, and germ resistant are all great. But we do not want to look for these traits. Why not, you ask? Well, in the long run, none of these is going to have a huge impact on the game. They may help or provide a small advantage, but ultimately, we need to consider positive traits to be simply a bonus. On the other hand, negative traits can have serious consequences, so we really need to look hard at these. I've listed the absolute worst offenders here, and in my opinion, all of these are deal breakers. I will not take a duplicant that has any one of these negative traits. Anemic, noodle arms, or slow learner dupes will all drastically affect your colony's efficiency, while biohazardous means it will be very hard to keep a duplicant healthy. A duplicant with bottomless stomach will eat tons of additional food, and a mouth breather will do the same except to oxygen. Dupes with loud sleeper need their own special bed far away, which usually wastes space. And a narcoleptic duplicant will waste up to 30 seconds per cycle sleeping. But that is not all. We also need to watch out for trypophobia on our digger and yokel on our learner. These negative traits would make them unable to do their primary job. Not counting those last 2, it is possible to have a duplicant with some of these traits and still be successful, but it will not be optimized, and that is the point of this video. And finally, that brings us to stress responses. Before we even look at these in detail though, I will note that if you follow the tips in my last video and are playing smart, you will almost never hit a stress response. So that being said, I don't really look or care about stress responses. The only major one you need to watch out for is binge eater, But again, it should not be an issue. I would not worry about the stress response unless you are having issues. And if you are, then I would recommend watching my last video or other YouTubers' videos on reducing stress. So to recap, we are looking for a farmer, a digger, and a learner who all have high strength and high athletics, and who do not have any deal-breaking negative traits. So let's start rolling. As you can tell, this footage is very sped up because, yeah, it takes a few minutes to get the duplicants that you want. But as you can see, as soon as I get a duplicant that has decent strength, decent athletics, and one or more of the stats that I'm looking for, I move on to the next one. And after just a few minutes, I've gotten all of the duplicants that I wanted. Now that we have our starting duplicants, we are ready to go. But wait, there is one more step we almost forgot. Now that you have your excellent starting duplicants, we need to save the game before we actually start playing. Why? Well, what if we make a mistake later and need to restart, or get a game error, or other unpredictable circumstances? This save game will let us start over using our top optimized duplicants without spending lots of time re-rolling to get them. And one last tip. The printing pod will offer you a new duplicant every 3 cycles. If you also want to optimize these, you can reload the game, and each time the printing pod will offer you a new choice. However, I would not suggest doing this, as it takes some of the fun and challenge away. If you have any tips or ideas, please leave a comment, as we all get better and smarter when we share our knowledge. Be sure to leave me a like, and of course subscribe for more videos. See you next time.